Welcome, light seekers. This message is for someone who has met this video in their journey today. And so whatever message is coming forth is a message for you. Angel, spirit guides, what message do we have for the collective that are seeing this reading, that is seeing this reading, light seekers? All right. Lady, enjoy growth and reap rewards. You see that, hopefully. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Light Seekers Tarot to get some clarity about this particular card. Message, emergent message today with someone who's watching this video, or the collective that's watching this video. Okay. I'm going to use the traditional Celtic cross to do this reading. High Priestess, Six of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Five of Swords, Death, Rebirth. I'm going to keep that reversed, and then this one is over the Hierophant. So I'm just going to put these clarifying on the side, but I'm going to start with the cross section. The Celtic cross is used in tarot readings to get an overall arching view of a particular issue or just a message in general. So it's a really good way to get an overview of if I'm just asking for a general message, and that's what I'm doing here. So the Lady. Enjoy growth. There it is. Reap what you have sown. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. The Lady is the representation of the goddess in her most fertile form, inspired by the Empress of the Tarot. She is closely connected to nature because it is her child. She represents maternal energy and has more than enough love to give all who need nurturing. So if you focus on the fertility of the moment, this is all going to be part of your life right now. And in a material sense, this card can represent financial security and comfort. It shows that there will be more than enough to go around. Oh, that's nice. And that prosperity card. But let's get some clarifying information and anything else. This will take some balance, which is what the Chariot, the core of all of this is the balance, that you reap what you sow. So if you're putting in good things, the karma will give you back good things. And this is the creative side of the masculine. So the King of Wands in some ways is the masculine positive of the Lady here, because the King of Wands is all about fertility and moving forward and seeing things to fruition. And the Lady is the part of that is the fruition results. So this is all very good. So the balance, you'll be crossed by the King of Wands, which is all about fertility. The Chariot is all about moving forward and dynamic aspects. In the past, there may have been some stagnation as you waiting, and there was some lack of growth. Things weren't going as fast as you thought it could or wanted it to. But in your manifestation, the King of Wands is urging you to continue to be creative, continue to take action towards creativity and abundance, which is all very positive. And then, of course, the High Priestess is saying, use your intuition, use the light from above for your third eye manifestation through the King of Wands, through the action of the King of Wands. And the Six of Pentacles, which is also about abundance, will come to you. I'm been urged to look at the book for the Six of Pentacles, because there is some very interesting parts of the Light Seekers Tarot that gives you some different insight that you didn't necessarily have just by looking at the cards. Even though I've seen many, many tarot cards. I've been doing this a long time. Two-way abundance is the Six of Pentacles. And that's sort of this idea of the Chariot. Giving and receiving, being charitable, a positive and generous mindset, advancement, awakening, inflow. I show gratitude for my life through generosity and compassion. So make sure that you're not doing one-way flow of abundance. You're over-giving, and that's what I'm feeling here, is that there may be some over-giving on your side as opposed to the hoarding. So that's what the Hierophant is urging you to do. Be a little more careful. Don't give too much. The Hierophant is all about seeking above. It's the masculine side of the High Priestess. So the Hierophant is about giving and feeling your way with the High Priestess into a spiritual awakening. And but I think this is really a card about abundance and creativity. So you're supposed to feel your way through it. And as you know, 13 is not a death card. It's just rebirth. And then there's the Five of Swords, which is about some barriers. And then the Ace of Wands, which is all about creativity. So the King of Wands takes the Ace of Wands and creates and creates and creates. And the Hierophant, I'll just read, because I want to read the major arcana cards in here for the Hierophant. Tradition, a lesson, spiritual leader, a guide, enlightenment, outdated system. So in this case, as I said before, because of the Six of Pentacles can be too much of a one-way flow, the Hierophant is trying to tell you, let's be conservative. Let's not give everything away. And that way a lesson can be learned, and the death and rebirth can begin. And that's what it's talking about. So don't cling to the past. Don't be too much about fear of change. You have to go a little bit more with the flow. And there's the cycles of transformation through that flow. So again, a lot of giving and receiving, but in balance. In balance is what I keep hearing. Don't give away too much. And then Ace of Wands. Yeah, the seed of potential, arrival of inspiration. So seeking that. And the Five of Wands here is a little bit of competition, conflict. And don't be, just use that conflict to get that inspiration and move forward with that inspiration. So I'm going to be using 2 more cards to get a little bit more inspiration about what's going on here. One more Oracle card, and then some explanation through some Symphony Soul cards. So this is still a very spiritual reading, I think. With creativity being part of that. I see a lot of third eye opening here with the Ace of Wands. If you look at the High Priestess and the Ace of Wands, the third eye is very prominent. And this will be leading to rebirth, more inspiration, more creativity, and use any conflict and competition to be inspired. The last cards I'm going to see here are the Shaman's Dream Oracle, which I just got, and I'm going to see a message from the divine. There we go. 39. Me talks. preparing the body, mind, and spirit. Okay, so let's see what that says. So basically, focusing on yourself, you've drained yourself maybe too much. And it's time for you to take care of yourself and not give too much. Bring it in. And eliminate toxic thinking. When the Metox card appears, it challenges you to discard the deep, dearly held judgments that you have passed over yourself and others. Release the people you feel wronged or offended you. Recognize that they mirror the shadow aspects of your soul. Only when then can you cull from your life the toxic people you have allowed into your inner circle. It's time for a cleaning of your proverbial house. Get rid of the thoughts and personal judgments poisoning your mind. Yeah. So a lot of this, I'm not seeing necessarily another person causing this. I think it's in the mind. I'm seeing, as I said, the third eye needs to be cleared out. Judgment. You'll notice that if you stop judging others, you're less likely to think others are judging you. So come from a place of kindness when thinking people are sort of doing the best they can in any given situation, and you'll find that you'll release yourself of those people that really don't have your best interests to serve. It's a way of releasing the old, which is here, releasing the Hierophant, old thoughts and stagnation, and using that and remembering anything. This reminds me of Adele and her songs, or even Taylor Swift, but I'm more familiar with Adele, and taking the pain and learning from it and using it to create. From conflict comes creation. From those things and those people and those thoughts that hurt, actually you can channel them for good. You can make them better. But only use them in that manner. Don't get sucked into them and believe. Sometimes we get attached to our trauma or our hurts because it makes us feel alive in a way. It makes us feel more like we're human. Try to take that away and work internally to release those negativities, those thoughts of negativities. And I'm gonna take the Soul Symphony card deck to get a message about this, because I think it's important. Clarifying call card about working towards old ideas at night. Come out. Yeah, that's exactly what this ravenous. So don't cling on to that which you believe is feeding feeding you and making you. It's like you're feeding off of toxicity, which is it's an insatiable feeling that will make you feel worse and worse about yourself and make you do toxic behavior. So you're toxic. So this is in a sense that your toxic beliefs are going to manifest in toxic behaviors, and that needs to be released. This is all about, if you want to reap, it's like this again is you reap what you sow. So if you want people to suffer, you yourself will suffer. If you're one of those people who vote for politicians that don't want to uplift people, who don't want to make the world a better place through kindness and joy, then you yourself will also end up reaping that negativity in a sense. I don't know if you've seen, but in the US, our negative politics have created a lot of division, and the division becomes more obvious as people start to realize that I voted for someone who is going to continually hurt our group of people, even though they said something different. that's reaping what you're sowing. You create, by voting, you create that seed, and the sowing that you reaped from that is that it comes home. It's that whole FAFO, F around and find out. You can look it up on the internet. It's a big thing. You're just going to start to see people come forward and say, hey, I didn't realize it was going to impact me. But the thing is we're the collective. What you put out is what you get back. So if you are voting, if you're casting your vote, if you're casting your energy towards something that is negative, it will come back towards you. You're not going to be unaffected by that. So remember that. It's really important. This is that drama that you get pulled into because someone makes you fearful. So you believe that you're going to be unimpacted. And this can be for anyone. I'm not talking about everyone who voted for the Mr. T. But people who actually are in that space where they get addicted to toxic behavior or toxic thoughts because it makes them feel more comfortable going back into that wound. And my advice in all of this is you can always seek help from if you're not going to go through therapy, you can always get help, professional help through therapy to go through these shadow aspects of yourself. But there's another way of dealing with these issues, and that is to actually go inward and do a little prayer or mantra for yourself. And before, please heal this. I feel this in my heart. I feel something stuck in my heart. And I'd like to heal that. And you'll be surprised in the morning, it probably will be gone. Sometimes if it's a deep wound, it will continue to be part of your life. But and this is funny. I have to pick this card. It's another part of the same shaman deck that was under this because it came up at the same time I got Ravenous. It's a crow or a raven, and I love ravens and crows, frankly. They're wonderful beings. They've got some beautiful energy, very intelligent. But that said, there's some issue there. I wanted to bring this up because I just saw this. This was at the bottom of the deck. Perfect storm. When the perfect storm appears, it cautions you to be ready for an exciting, if turbulent time. The winds are picking up, and you need to make sure that you are close to the eye of the storm, so you will be buffered by gusts that may take you far from where you need to be. The key is to remain centered and balanced. Yes, centered, which is the Chariot, centered and balanced. Even though there may be chaos around you, you can guide these horses. You can guide your horses. You can guide your mind. You can guide the balance, the yin and the yang, which is all present in this. There's all this male and masculine energy that you can balance together. This is what the collective needs to hear right now, is that all of this is doable. That this is all in your head. You make your life. You create. What you put out is what you get back. So remember that. It's super important to leave behind the toxicity, leave behind the judgment, so you can be free, so you can open your intuition and create. It's encouraging you to create, but it wants you to create from a positive spot. You can transmute those things that are negative. And again, just like I was talking about Adele, she used that negativity to expand her vision, expand herself, and wrote wonderful music about it. So do that. Just you don't need to get stuck on things. And so seize the moment. Take advantage right now of what you're seeing right now. And I want to get a timing of all of this. So the timing card. I like timing cards just because they're fun, although I don't necessarily know if they'll ever be accurate, but I do. Everyone wants a prediction. So when should all of this happen where you can release this negativity? When or how or what time? Please answer this. questions for me by reading to me time, please. When can we release the negativity? Maybe as a nation, maybe that's what I'm looking for, an answer for personally, is how can we release it as a nation? But time is of the essence. Let's see, what is it? What is it? Card, there it is. April. So April is the time. April is the time, which is next month. April showers will bring spring flowers, May flowers. So yeah, this is all about sowing fruition. Step into that life of yours and give up. Stop the toxic judgments. Stop thinking that the world is out to get you. Stop thinking that the immigrants are the problem. Stop thinking that you need to bring others down in order to raise yourself up. You don't. You don't. You have the personal power to make changes in your life through releasing toxicity. Reaping what you sow. Remember that. Reaping what you sow. Release the need to make others suffer for your own fear. You don't have to fear anyone. The only thing you need to fear, and you always hear that, there's nothing to fear but fear itself. I can tell you, the fear within you can be healed. That is a wound. If you feel something clutch at your heart when you see immigrants at the border wanting to come into the United States and you're thinking, oh, we're being invaded. What's invading your mind at any given time? What judgments are you making about those people that may be seeking a better life, right? Statistics are not about immigrants creating crime. It's actually people in the United States that already live here. Most immigrants are here to help the economy and do help the economy. But if you believe and judge others, lest you be judged yourself, that's what will happen. So release it. But so have the courage to step into life, because I can tell you those thoughts, those feelings of negativity actually hold you back. And there's no time like the present, which is, well, April. Work with April. I know right now is probably a turbulent time. Maybe you can't release those, but every night say a little mantra to yourself, say a little prayer for yourself, that you release this negativity, heal this wound. Why do I have a need to feel like I need to bring other people's down? Why do I need to feel to pass judgment? You release those judgments and you will release yourself. Another way of looking at it is you're not your thoughts, okay? So if you do not hold energy around those negative thoughts, this is a little bit more of a sophisticated idea, because what I'm saying now, before I was just saying, hey, get rid of the negativity. That's a start, right? Healing those wounds. But another way, because you can't completely get away from having negative thoughts in your mind, but what you can do is just sit back and observe them. Just let them pass by. Let them pass through your mind to the other side, and don't give them energy. And you will soon see that that energy is released. I know that was a lot of information, but I really wanted to get that message out. This is what I'm seeing here. Ironically, when I first started the reading, the Father came out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a reading about Trump. I knew it. I didn't want to go there straight off the bat because I didn't feel that that was going to be helpful for the collective. So I tried another pool of cards, but we still came back some way to the U.S. election, but it's a little bit less toxic because it's an answer to how you can resolve it. I'll do the Father reading at another time, but because it was going down a cult, and I don't want to do that. I'm not here to judge that, but what I want is to help people to understand how to release the negativity, because the negativity or don't invest in it, because what it does is it makes you, you make bad decisions. And the only way to clear out and get closer to a spiritual side of things is to release that negativity, release that judgment. And judgment is different than discernment. There's always the ability to discern when you come to things which have great importance to you, but you can't discern in a good way unless you're not coming from a place of fear or wounding, where something happened to you in the past, and so everything you do is colored by that fear or wounding. So this is a really important and timely message. I can feel it in the collective. There's a lot of people now feeling lost because they had a lot of vested interest in who won this election. We all did. Me too. And, you know, I think it's time to be said that when anyone makes any decision in life, clearing out the negativity, the judgments, healing that wounded child or the wounds inside, you will make better decisions. Not just about politicians, about everyday life. And therefore you can get closer to the spiritual side of things. You can open up that third eye. And yeah, I do have a political opinion about this particular election, because I think it demonstrated how, especially now, what is happening in response to that, how people are seeing what they did, what they put out is what they reaped. What they put out and sowed is now what is coming for them. And I don't wish ill on anyone. I wish this would be different, but I think that if you made a decision to vote for something in a particular way based on love and kindness and common sense, that all and it still came out with the same result, okay, that's fine. But one of the things I think you might invest in this situation is to clear out that third eye, because you can see everything from a bigger perspective. I even see all of this from a bigger perspective. I see suffering as a way to learn. So, and even if I suffer as a result of something that is done, if I can keep balance and be more equitable about all things I see, I will be in a better position in the end. So I can see a positive even now about how things can move forward in this collective division politically. I think we can eventually get to a point where healing can begin, because this is what these cards are saying. The healing is needed. And maybe you're on top of that and already healing, which would be everyone start, just like I'm continually healing. So that's your reading, everyone. This was longer than I thought it would be. I thought it would be pretty quick, but this is what I was hearing and feeling. I hope it resonates. And if so, maybe you'll come back. Take care. Bye.